beautiful sisters. Okay, so before I get started, I'm going to be cleaning this. You see here behind me, my altar. This is where my Lamadama was. So I'm going to transform that into another space. But before I do that, because I get all caught up in it, I wanted to make a video talking about on renewal, regrowth, finding balance, and that just doesn't come with, like every spring, we do spring cleaning. We do spring cleaning as a wife, as a mother. We go through our houses, and we're in charge of, doing all the spring cleaning, dusting and airing out things and blah, 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 this and that. And in my case, it's inside and out because my husband's not here. Yeah, we have a yard man, but he doesn't clean the deck. He doesn't put things in the garage. He doesn't clean that out, so, it is what it is. I have to, do it. Maybe next year when my husband is home, he'll be the one who's doing it. But, anyway, with that being said, we also, the kids get a break from spring, from school. They have spring break. They have a whole week to have fun and, do what they do. And, but for us as women, we never seem to find, or we struggle to find that, balance, for ourselves. I think because we are so busy trying to help other people achieve their dreams. Whether it is your significant other, you're helping, your significant other being your husband, your wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, help them to achieve their dreams. You're helping them. Then if you have children, you're there trying to help your children achieve their dreams. And if you have animals, again, you're helping your animals to achieve what they have, because for an animal, they want to play. They want time with mom or dad. They want playtime. They want to be walked. They want to go to the, to the lake. Like Tasia has her dogs where they like going to the lake and like swimming, her horses need to be taken care of. It's a huge responsibility when you have animals because they are just like children. And I learned that when I had our 2 dogs. I now know the difference between when people say, oh, I'm a pet owner. I have pets and they take a lot. Now I truly understand what people go through. You don't just put a bowl of food and water out and then that's it. They need 24 hours attention like a child. So I include animals in that because it is a big responsibility. It takes time. It takes your time. And so for us as women, we have to spread ourselves thin. We're in so many places at one time. And not to mention, not only helping your significant other achieve their dreams and your children and taking care of your animals, guess what? We still have to take care of the house. We still have to cook. We still have to clean. We still have to do the things that we do as a mother and as a wife. We have our regular duties. Even something as simple as sweeping or mopping or doing the laundry. God, really, I need one more thing to do. And so at the end of the day, you're so tired that you forget about yourself. You're just like, whatever. Even when it comes down to making something to eat. That's why women, we love to be able to go out to eat because we want to be pampered. We want someone to fix our food and bring it to us and, do a lovely presentation of food and serve us and take the plate and wash it, and we don't have to do that. I think a lot of people who don't cook and clean don't understand what a treat that is for us. Even if it's just like getting something from Taco Bell, you know what I mean? It's something you don't have to do. And, but yes, we don't even have control over the things that we eat because meaning that if you are so busy with children and animals and husbands, wives, you are so busy in your day. You just I'm just going to eat something so I can go take my ass to bed. Because again, a few hours starts, you got to get up and start all over again. And so, as women, we struggle. We struggle to find that balance that we need. We need balance. We need to be able to say, okay, I can be this supporter for my significant other. I can be this supporter for my children and my fur babies. But I need to detach myself from being a mother, a wife, and my job, being whatever it is, job title you have. I need to separate myself from all that and just be me, And if you are to whatever age you are right now and you are struggling to find, who am I? What's my purpose in life? Where do I fit in this world? That is a huge problem. We shouldn't get to this age in our lives where we are struggling to find out who we are. And it's like, it's not at anyone's fault that life happens. It's not at anyone's fault that, if you grew up in a broken home, or you grew up in an abusive home, or you grew up, poor, or if you grew up on the streets, or if you grew up, however the situation was that you grew up and something terribly happened to you. But, that you can't help those things, okay? You can't help those things. But it is your responsibility to take action for your life. It is your responsibility at the end of the day to figure out, what have I done for myself? And I know it seems like, oh, well, Murphy, you got all this time in the world. And people think that because I stay at home, I have all this time in the world. Yeah, I have more time than others. I will say that. But I've done my due. I think I have done my due as far as growing up young. And, I never played the victim as far as, I grew up in a broken home. I got married when I was young. I had children. I had a horrible, first marriage. I had this, I had that. I can make pages and pages of shit that happened in my life, but I don't use it as a crutch. My thing is, I'm not going to be a victim of terrible shit that happened to myself. I'm not going to be the victim. It's my responsibility to never go back there again. It's my responsibility to not let that shit hover over my head and ruin my day every single day. Every day you're like, oh my God, I'm the way I am right now because I did this. Or I'm overweight because I ate bad. Okay, well, what are you going to do about it? Yeah, you did it. But it's your responsibility to make a change in your life. It's your responsibility to do something for yourself. At the end of the day, before you go to bed, if you haven't done anything for yourself, not one thing at all, that's a problem. That is a huge problem. You cannot get caught up in life to the point where you have forgotten yourself. And we do that as women. We do that as women. We don't even need to have children to lose that. Just having a significant other, just growing up and having huge responsibilities on us, we lose ourselves because, I don't care what a man says, women, we run the household. We run everything. How many times have your significant other comes to you and say, hey, do you know where so-and-so is? Like, we have to be Dr. Phil. We have to be Emerald or Rachel Ray in there cooking, Pioneer Woman in there cooking shit up. We have to, do the laundry. We got to walk the dogs. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to clean the house. Hey, I ain't got no clean socks. So it's like, it is quite rewarding. I will say it is quite rewarding to be in a great relationship, to have someone who loves you unconditionally and all that brings, all that a great relationship brings. And it is very rewarding having children. It's very rewarding having fur babies, because one thing I've learned about animals is that they love you unconditionally. No matter what kind of day you have had, no matter how bad you hate them and you yell at them, they always freaking love you. And they're always so happy to see you, no matter what. They are always happy to see you. And that's one thing that I really love about animals. because they truly love you unconditionally. And but with our significant others and children, we get taken advantage of sometimes. We're the ones that get, we're the ones that get yelled at sometimes. We're the ones that get blamed for. We're the ones that are the target when our significant other or children have a whatever kind of day, and then, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Okay. You're just supposed to magically make it disappear. But as mothers and wives, we do that. We're just like, okay, take it with a grain of salt. But I mean, like I said, it's not all bad. It really isn't. There is a huge reward in being who we are. But I just think that we really need to take this time to understand that we grow every single day as individuals. We are not the same person today that we were yesterday, and we're definitely not going to be the same person tomorrow, because every single day we grow in some form, and we need to do something with that. We as women don't need to stay stuck. We have to grow. We have to evolve. We have to evolve with time. We have to grow with times. We have to learn to take care of ourselves. And because if we don't take care of ourselves, who's going to take care of us? Who's going to take care of us? Who is going to do all that we do? Think about it. When we have a cold or flu or something that knocks us down, and if we're only down 1 or 2 days, shit just goes crazy. And so, my thing is that a lot of us have great significant others that are very supportive, very helpful. I couldn't do what I do without my husband, and he can't do what he does without me. It is a team effort, and we do appreciate that from one another. And sometimes if my husband will say something and gets out of line, I will tell him in a heartbeat, don't talk to me that way, because I don't talk to you that way. And it just be maybe he's having a bad day or something, and I will remind him that, I'm sure you're having a bad day. I totally support everything that you do. And I will listen to whatever you have to say. I will let you vent, but don't disrespect me. Don't talk to me crazy, because there's a difference between letting somebody vent to you and complain and I need to say what I need to say, or using you as a target. And so, he's only made that mistake a couple of times, and he's learned from that. And I'm not trying to say, oh, big bad Murphy. It's just that you have to put your foot down and let people know what's okay and what's not okay. And anyway, I just feel that it's quite important for us to just understand with everything that we have to do, that we need to remember that we have to take care of ourselves first. Because if we don't take care of ourselves, how in the world are we going to take care of anyone else? If we can't help ourselves, how are we going to help someone else? If we can't love ourselves, how are we going to love someone else? And stop putting yourself last. Even that means just getting up an extra 30 minutes earlier to sit down and be able to have a nice cup of coffee, a cup of tea, or a nice breakfast without any interruptions. Or to take a hot bath whenever, take that time. If you want to put candles and music and whatever it is that you need to do. But you do need to remember yourself and pamper yourself. And don't forget that you have dreams too. Don't forget that you have dreams, that you have things that you want to achieve in life. If there's something that you want to do, don't think that it's too late to do it. If there is something you've always wanted to learn how to do, if you can afford to and have the time, take a class. You want to learn how to paint, take a class. We have to do things for ourselves. Otherwise, we're going to become old and we're going to say, I've done nothing for my life but take care of other people. And that's not a bad thing. It really isn't a bad thing to be able to say that, except what about you? Did you take care of you? Where in this great achievement of raising children, raising animals, being there, for your significant other, where in all of that is, but this is what I did for myself. And I will tell you, you guys know how I've been struggling with what kind of job I should get when Derek comes back. And I decided, I told him this when he was here. I said, you know what? I'm going to tell you this, and I've made up my mind. I love you more than life itself, and I will do anything for you. However, I will not go back to a job that brings me, unhappiness. And, he's like, I told him, I will work. I don't care. I don't care about working. I'll work. I'll work at the hospital, but I'm not going to go back to delivering babies. I'm not going back to work in surgery. And I said, so that's not it. I have a great work ethics. I've been working since I was 15. I'm a hard worker. I've worked all my life except until, 4 years ago when I retired. And so it's not the fact of working. It's just you have to work is such a huge part of your life. It's where you spend a majority of your time. So why not find something that brings you pleasure, something that you're passionate about? You can only be, you can only be as great as you can be at a job if it brings you happiness, if it brings you fulfillment. If it's a job that you hate and you can't stand to be there, you're not going to do well. So why not find something that makes you happy, something that you can be of value to, versus getting to work and just being like, oh, here she is, and she's going to do a half-assed job. Yep, because I don't want to be here. Why live your life that way? It's never too late to find another job. You're like, oh, well, I'm the main person working. I can't do that because of this or that. Then you need to try to see, how you can redirect that. You should not have to go through life living your life for someone else. You have to live it for you. It's okay to be, in a relationship and work together to achieve your life, but that doesn't mean that you have to give up your life in order to be comfortable for your family to be comfortable. You don't have to give up who you are. And again, as women, we do that. We do whatever it takes to please our significant others, even if that means we have to give up ourselves. How many times have you seen that? How many times have you seen or had that done to you where, your significant other will talk or treat you like shit, and you just, all right, whatever. I'll just let it go. And my thing is like, is that okay? Is that okay to be talked to that way? Is that okay for someone to treat you that way? Is that okay? It's not okay. So you got to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. And, I just think that this is a really big part of the things that we're studying this month as far as finding balance in our life, finding, regrowth, renewal, finding a new job, finding something that brings you pleasure, finding joy in the smallest things, whether it is reading a new book, or drawing, taking the time to draw, like for me, I haven't taken pictures in so long. I love photography, and I just haven't because I've been so busy, doing everything else that I put myself last when it comes to my photography. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be as busy as I used to be, but I'm going to get my camera out and I'm going to go take some photos, and I'm going to just bring that part of my life back because it brought me joy. And as far as work, when that time comes, I'm going to find me a job that I am going to enjoy. I'm not going to say, oh, I'll find a job that I love. Really rare do you find someone who says, I just love my job. But I want to find a job that I enjoy, that I can have some sort of passion in versus just hating it. And I just don't want to go through life that way. And nobody should have to live their life for someone else. I think when people get married, they say, oh, we're going to become one now. And you don't become one. You're two individual people with two different, completely different paths. two different types of lifestyles. So you don't have to be one. You just have to learn to respect and be compatible to one another and be able to support one another in each other's dreams versus one sacrificing all that they are so this other one can dream. And it's like sometimes in a relationship, one person has to stand aside so the other person can shine. And I've done that with Derek only because, well, one, I didn't care about my job. I didn't care about, my career, in the medical field, delivering babies. Didn't care about it. It did what it was meant to do. It gave me a great career, good money, all that, good experience and all that. But that's not what I want anymore. So it wasn't a huge sacrifice for me to give up that job and to be able to stay at home and raise Jade and take care of our home. And that's something I've never been, no one's ever done that for me. So I have no complaints, none. So I don't feel like I had to step aside so Derek could shine, so to speak. But I did have to give up having a husband at home that could be here for me every day. And, I did have to give up that because I never wanted a long distance relationship. And that's what I got. But, when you love somebody, you support them, if it's going to benefit the family. And in this case, supporting Derek benefits our family. And because we have a goal, I know that he'll be coming home and we can achieve the things that we want to achieve. But when you have to give up everything that you are with no outlet, and that's hard. And so I just want you to use this time to find something that you can renew in your life, something that you can do to find balance in your life, and something that you can, grow from. And like I said, it could be as simple as changing the way that you eat, bringing in something great into your life, bringing in food that is healthier for you, making sure that you have greens, on every meal if you can, making sure that you're giving up things that are harming you. That's regrowth. You are literally regrowing your body. Look what the sun and water and love did to my plants. And that is overnight. That can show you right there with getting put in the place that you need to be put, and getting the things to nourish yourself, your mind, body, and spirit can do amazing things, So anyway, we are at almost 24 minutes, and so I just wanted to talk to you about that. And I'm going to tell you, this morning when I got up and I saw my plants and I saw my flowers, it really does make me feel good to see something beautiful. And I sat there in that chair and I had my coffee this morning, just surrounded by my plants and my flowers, and maybe something so simple, right? So simple, but it brings me joy. It makes me happy. And so in writing in my book, or if you have a gratitude journal, something, guys, you have to have something for yourself. Don't get caught up in the chaos of life that you forget about you. All right, guys, as always, I love you all, my beautiful sisters, and blessed be. Bye.